Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video, My Sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over the NBA game for Wednesday, June 9th, 2021. I'm going to show you both sides of each game, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for whatever reason you're curious to know who I'm picking, you'll have to join my Patreon where my picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get to the games. Actually, just one game, not plural. We're looking at the Nuggets and the Suns in game 2. Suns are currently up 1-0. See if they'll go up 2-0 or if Nuggets will tie 1-1 with the MVP, the newly crowned MVP. So I have on this side what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian in the Hebrew calendar. And on this side is what I call my game numbers. I have the away team up top here, which is the Nuggets, their coach record, their current postseason record for this year, their season record and away record, and then their postseason record all time as a team. In the middle here is the head-to-head between the two teams. And then down here at the bottom is the same information, but for the home team, which is the Suns. Up top here is the series, game 2. Suns could go up 2-0 or it ties 1-1. This is the 50th NBA playoff game for this season. Home teams can get their 28th win or their 23rd loss. And this right here is game 3 and game 4 would be the 54th NBA playoff game and the 57th NBA playoff game. So in 2 more games is the 57th. Game 4 is the 57th. Suns, will they get their 57th prior to that game, or will they have to wait until the 57th NBA playoff game to get that? It's a question to ask yourself. Will the Nuggets even the score 1-1 like an 11 in the 11th postseason head-to-head matchup between these two teams, as the Suns get their 11th home loss for this season to go with, as their coach gets his 11th postseason loss. Nuggets can sit on 121 postseason losses with a win. 121, it has a square root of an 11. 11 times 11 sums to 121. Today is the 88th day on the Hebrew religious. Nuggets can get their 88th all-time head-to-head win against the Suns. This is the 8th playoff game for the Suns this season. It's the 8th playoff game for the Nuggets this season. They could become 5-3, as Suns become 5-3 with the loss. 88th day on the Hebrew religious with 53 date numerology on it. Today does have 56 date numerology on the Gregorian, and the Suns could sit on 56 wins for the season with a loss. So it doesn't look too good for the Suns in that aspect. It's the 193rd all-time head-to-head matchup between these two teams. Excuse me. 193, that's the 44th prime number. 44, if I can spell it correctly. 44 sums to 144, and the Phoenix Suns can get their 144th postseason loss as a team. But if we're going to point that out, 193 is the 44th prime number. With a loss, the Nuggets could become 4-4 this season in the playoffs with the loss. And the Suns, they can get their 139th postseason win. Why is that a connection to 193? Because it's just the same numbers but in a different form. You have 193, 139. They're just anagrams of each other. And then you can throw in this 4-4 here. For the Suns, for them, their coach, it would be interesting if he did become 8-10. The power of the number 8 potentially tonight in this game. Maybe he gets his 8th postseason win and becomes 8-10. The reason why I say that is because his birthday is October 8th, 10/8 or 8/10, the 8th of October, October 8th. And let me bring up the calendar here. If the Suns coach wins, I talked about this in 2 other videos. I've already mentioned this. Western Conference sums to 192 and 267. And I just thought it would be funny if the Suns coach sat on 291 all-time losses, and he's only 2 wins away from getting his 267th, and he could become 267, 291. Western Conference 192, 267. 192 is just an anagram. And the 192 number has been following the coach around, even in the Lakers series. I mean, the Suns and Nuggets series opened up as it being their 192nd all time. We saw the Suns beat the Lakers in Game 4, 192 for 192 points. And then Game 5 was played on the 21st of the 9th month for the Hebrew, 21-9. And that's when the Suns went 29-10 at home, 2-9-1. And yeah, so it'd be funny if he did become 27-91 for Western Conference, 192, 267. Another thing too, I was hinting at maybe to look out for, just in case, the word Suns sums to 10 and 35, and how funny would it be if the Suns actually do become 35-10 at home for the season eventually during the playoffs, which means they would win this game here in Game 2. And if Nuggets don't win a game in the next 2, in 3 and 4, then they would come back in 5 and win. I don't know. It would again put them in the Western Conference. And another thing for the Suns, their coach, he, in his 553rd game, the Suns got their 53rd win for the season. In his 554th game, the Suns got their 54th win for the season. In his 555th game, the Suns got their 55th win for the season. In his 556th game, the Suns got their 56th win for the season. I mean, that's 4 times right there. Usually it goes, first time's an accident, second time's a coincidence, third time's a pattern. That's 4 straight for the Suns right there. 557th all time. Why not the Suns just get their 57th win? Why not it just continue all the way up to 559? But of course, if it did that, that means the Nuggets are getting swept. If it just continued 557, they get their 57th. 558, they get their 58th. 559, they get their 59th. What's dangerous about this for the Nuggets is if we look to their next game, just let's make sure it's on the right date, Friday the 11th. Game 3, yeah. So on the 11th, this is pretty dangerous for the Nuggets just because the Game 3 has 58 date numerology on the Gregorian. So if the Suns get their 57th win in his 557th all-time game, what's going to stop it from going 557th all-time? They get their 58th, and it also just so happens to have 58 date numerology on the Gregorian. It is the 266th day on the Hebrew Civil. Suns coach would be coming into this game with 266 all-time wins. It's a day leaving 87 left, and Suns would continue to sit on 87 all-time head-to-head losses against Nuggets. So Suns have numbers here too. A lot of theirs is more future projected, whereas the Nuggets are more immediate, the day of. Also, for the Nuggets, they are sitting on 81 postseason wins for the season. It is the 80th game for them. It's the 80th game for the Suns. Their next game is going to be the 81st, the 81st. They can continue to sit on that 81 and get their 82nd and their 82nd. But then it would break the pattern for the 559 to get their 59. So I think 2 patterns are going to clash here in the next game or 2. And I don't know how further that's going to go on. It can't go on forever. Because then they'll eventually get to 260. Then what? They get their 60th win. 561. They get their 61st. It's not going to go on forever. It's got to break eventually. But it has done it for the last 4 games. So I just wanted to make a note of that. And then also one last thing for that might not be good for Nuggets is if Suns win this game, they would become 8-3 head-to-head against the Nuggets post-season, like 83. On the Nuggets side, they would be 3-8, like 38. And the next game, Game 3, will be played in Denver, Colorado. And Colorado sums to 83 and 38, and so that's what it could be. They could be 3-8 or 8-3, depending on which side you're looking at it. If the Suns win Game 2, so you have a Nuggets narrative, you have a Suns narrative. There's definitely numbers there for both. Hopefully this helps out, and excuse me, and you guys are able to figure out what you like and what you don't like, and add more information on top of this. And yeah, don't hesitate to leave any comments below of stuff you find. I didn't want to make this video too long just because it was one game. There's a couple other stuff here too. As I'm like closing off, let's go back to 96, 62. With it being the 50th game, Nuggets can get their 25th road win. 25 sums to 50, flexion of 52 as they get their 52nd win. There's still stuff. There's stuff here. I'm still looking at. Still got plenty of time till game time. I'm gonna continue to look this over. My thoughts and my opinions may change over the next 10 hours as I look this over prior to posting my pick on Patreon. And you guys should do the same. You guys should just continue to look this over, pause the video, look at the numbers back and forth, see if you see anything that I don't, anything that you come up with that you like. And in the end of it all, I hope this video just helps you along your way with your decodes, if that's what you're into. And I appreciate you watching. Thanks, guys.